So this is my most recent, latest and up-to-date deck profile on Galaxy Eyes. You can see that there are some missing cards in the extra deck. I'll obviously explain that very soon, but let me just go through the main deck first and explain my reasonings and what you should do or what you should change in the deck for your own use. Now, starting off with Afterglow. Afterglow is a really good going first and second card. Obviously going first, it gives you 2 special summons. It special summons itself, and once it's detached as material, it special summons Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Going second, it's an amazing card as well. It's the main reason why you're able to OTK with 62 and C62. Now you can remove 1 copy of this and the deck will still run fine. My problem is that if I'm going first, I don't like this. I would have to recover Afterglow again to be able to use it to OTK. But anyways, moving on to Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, this card is the deck, okay? Everything revolves around this card. Galaxy 100 requires it. C62 and 62 require it. Number 90, Photon Lord, kinda requires it. I mean, there's only 2 cards, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and Photon Emperor, that can allow it to have its protection effect. Photon Blast Dragon also relies on it. Again, if you want to special summon a level 8, then Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and Galaxy Eyes Emperor are your only options. Soul Flare also relies on it. You know, you only need to discard 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, destroy 1 of your opponent's cards. Photon Emperor is similar to Afterglow, where you can run 1 copy. It's possible, but I personally run 2 copies just because you can easily get it into the graveyard if it's in your hand, and you don't have to waste searching 100, or you can use 100 for something else such as Jumper. Soldier puts it into the graveyard via your hand, Awakening also puts it to the graveyard, and Trading puts it in the graveyard, and all 3 of these cards provide consistency for the deck. I only want you to run 1 Galaxy Brave. You might not even need to run any Galaxy Braves. The card just does one thing and it special summons itself. We have cards like Vanisher that at least special summon itself and then provide utility by searching a card. I know Thrasher only special summons itself, but its special summon effect is less restrictive. If it's in your hand, you just special summon it instantly. It's pretty much why we don't run 3 Thrashers. I'd rather see a Thrasher into my hand than a Brave in my hand. Galaxy Soldier, you can pitch 1 card. Its discard effect is not a cost. This card is absolutely broken with the new support. Jumper benefits from this, Emperor benefits from this, and then you get a free search on top of a free special summon. It's just a whole package. Galaxy Wizard, an amazing card. These 9 cards are actually all search cards. Wizard, Vanisher, Orbital, they're all search cards. But Wizard is especially better because 1, it can search any card, specifically Galaxy card, and 2, its effect is not once per turn. Summoner, I have quite a hot take. Summoner is making Cypher X less relevant, if that makes sense. It's not making it irrelevant, just less relevant. I'm finding myself not going into Cypher X because the main reason why I went into Cypher X is for that detach or Afterglow. But now with Summoner, you can put Afterglow to level 4 and then detach with Galaxy Photon Dragon. Does that mean you shouldn't run Cypher X? No, you should obviously still run Cypher X. It's still an amazing card. But the only reason why I was going for Cypher X is because I wanted to use Trance as well. And obviously Felgrand exists, but it's not a Galaxy monster, so I can't use Trance. So the alternative was Cypher X. Galaxy 100 is a better Foolish Burial for Galaxy Eyes only, obviously. You can send Emperor and Jumper to the graveyard, as well as banish your opponent's extra deck monsters twice. I don't mind seeing this card in my hand, very run 2, but most of the time you're either going to search this via Wizard, so it's not necessary that you have it in the hand. This is pretty much the same with the remaining cards. Trance, Last Hope, Expedition, Photon Sanctuary. They're all cards that you would search. Okay, maybe not Photon Sanctuary. You wouldn't even search Photon Sanctuary. It's just there, just in case if you draw it, it's just useful. But Trance, Last Hope, and Expedition, honestly, you can actually run 2 Expeditions. Expedition and Wizard is a nice combo. And if you run Eternal Galaxy, you don't need to use Jumper for the combo to work. So Expedition is actually a really good card. Expedition also gets Afterglow for free out. I say for free, it's not really for free. But you can use Summoner to turn Afterglow into a level 4, and then obviously exceeds into Galaxy Photon Dragon, and then detach, and you get 2 searches essentially. Trance versus Last Hope, you could run 2 Trances, but I would advise you to keep Last Hope at the very least. It's a decent card. I know you may have Soul Flare, number 19, number 38 already out on the field. Why not have C62 out on the field already as well? And I think just having another boss monster is just nice to make sure your board is solidified. You have Hyper Galaxy, which is fairly similar to Photon Stream. They're just cards that make your end board much more stronger. That's all it does. You can search it. Reinforcement of the army is just another Vanisher and Thrasher. And then I want you to allocate a minimum of 5 to a maximum of 9 cards as staple cards. I find that Galaxy Eyes is extremely weak to back row and floodgates. I run 6 copies of back row remove. Now, Photon Jumper is obviously the last card here, and I'm going to remove it because we're not going to get Photon Jumper until later on, even after the new support comes out. So what should you do with these 3 empty slots? This is where you pretty much either fill it up with hand traps, or you can fill it up with some of the cards I've put in the side deck, such as Photon Hand. That's a good going second card. Photon Stream for a more stronger end board. Then you have Eternal Galaxy, which is probably the most likely one you're going to put in your deck. This card's able to get you another interruption using Galaxy Photon Dragon, obviously. Again, you can add more hand traps, or you can add more consistency, or you can add more extenders like Galaxy Zero, basically a searchable monster reborn. You can add Foolish Burial as another Galaxy 100. You can add Upstart Goblin to make your deck into a 39 card deck. Called by the Grave if you feel like you're getting ashed and it's problematic. Even though that shouldn't be a problem, you can bypass many hand traps. And then you have Excel Light. I'm not really going to recommend Excel Light. It does give you more consistency. Problem is that it restricts you and never normal summoning again. So maybe you'll be able to get weaker boards out more consistently, but not stronger boards. Galaxy Eyes is already consistent enough where you don't need to worry about that, so I wouldn't add Excel Light at all. And Trading and Melody are also just consistency cards. There'll be a comment below explaining whether you should run Trading or not, but long story short, doesn't really matter. It honestly doesn't really matter. You can run it, you don't have to run it. Your deck is going to be consistent either way. I personally won't run it, and I would recommend you not to run it, but you can, and it won't really hinder you in any way. Now onto the extra deck. The extra deck is pretty self-explanatory. There's a bunch of decent cards. You have Cypher X, which activates Afterglow and protects your monsters. Your 2 removal cards, Cypher Blade and Full Armor. Your OTK cards, 62 and C62, and obviously how you get to all those cards is going to be via 62 or Cypher Dragon. You have your 2 negating cards, number 38 and number 90, and then you have your 2 extenders, Galaxy Photon Dragon and Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. Obviously, Starliege Photon Blast Dragon can also protect your monsters like Cypher X. Soulfare helps you to recover your cards and provides a destruction effect. And then Zeus, because every Xyz base deck runs Zeus. The 3 slots, you can add Felgrand. Felgrand is a weird one because you can't use Trance, but if you're not using Trance that turn, it's completely fine. You can add another number 90 just in case the duel goes longer and you just need that extra negate. So if you want to know what I would exactly run in my deck, I'd run Eternal Galaxy and Feather Duster to replace Jumper, and if it's post Jumper, I'd probably remove both of those cards to put the 2 copies of Jumper.